What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. So this is a very exciting video for me. This is going to be talking about the fourth ever property that I am purchasing. One really cool thing about this property is it's most likely going to be the first property that I actually personally live in. For those of you guys that have been following me for the last, I don't know, year and a half, you guys have known that I have 3 current rental properties, but I've actually never spent any time or lived in any of them. So this one means a little bit more to me because I'm actually going to be putting my personal touches on this property. And I also want to talk about my actual overall plans for this property because this is not my dream home. This is simply a transitory move. I'm only going to be planning on living here for the next 6 to 12 months before I fully renovate it. And then I'm going to do a short-term rental on this property is the actual plan. So I'm super excited to walk you guys through it. Side note, this house was supposed to close on Friday, so this video I actually had planned for this weekend was actually going to be a physical walkthrough of the property. So I actually didn't plan any other videos, so unfortunately it's not closed yet due to title and escrow company being absolutely horrible. Which is odd because usually the escrow and title company is never a reason to hold up a property, but this has been the worst company that I've ever worked with so far in my real estate in the last 2.5 years of doing real estate. So they're actually the reason this property is not closed yet. Hopefully it will close Monday or Tuesday. But since it's not closed, I'm going to have to do this video with pictures and videos. So I hope you guys understand because this was not really planned for me either. So before we jump into it, let's talk a little bit about the actual property, what I plan on doing with it, what I bought it for, and then what I think this property can go for as well. This property was presented to me from a wholesaler. This was actually presented to me in the middle of June. Usually with these off-market deals, they're usually 1 to 2 weeks and they're very, very quick. But this situation was a little bit different where the homeowner actually wanted to stay for the remainder part of the summer so they can actually find a property to rent. They've owned it for quite a while. They have a lot of equity into it. I was actually able to meet them when I personally walked through the property. So a wholesaler locked it up in June and it wasn't supposed to close until September 1st. Now it's September 10th that we were supposed to close and it still hasn't closed yet, but hopefully September 13th, Monday or Tuesday, we will be officially closed on this. So a wholesaler presented it to another wholesaler. This wholesaler I know personally, so it's actually 2 wholesalers that are adding on their fees to it. I personally am picking this property up for $358,000. I still do not know what these wholesalers added on to it. I assume the middleman, because I've worked with this wholesaler plenty of times before. When he sends me a deal, he usually only adds on anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000. So I assume he got it presented to him for around $352,000. Now the big question is what these wholesalers that actually had it from the seller got it for. I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date on that once I see the settlement statement because that's the only way you can actually see it is when you go close the property. It tells you what their assignment fee was. So I'll be sure to let you guys know when I know, but right now I honestly have no idea. They could have picked it up for $330,000 or they could have picked it up for $350,000 and only made a couple grand on it. It's always interesting to find out. The last property we bought from a wholesaler, he made $21,000 on us, and then there's been other times where the wholesaler will make $1,500 on us. So it really depends. This house is in Chandler, Arizona, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to buy and hold this. At the end of the day, all these flips that you guys see on our channel or on my channel, they're just to build more capital so I can do things like this and buy properties and hold the properties, because at the end of the day, that's my main goal, is to build up my rental portfolio and hold on to as many properties as possible. This house is 1,804 square feet. Some people might say it's 1,994 square feet with the addition that you guys are going to see on here. It's a very, very poor quality addition, and I honestly think I'm probably going to tear it down, which is why I consider this an 1,804 square foot house, and that's actually what the county assessor's office says too. So it's a non-permitted addition. It's got a pool, which is a big, big reason why I wanted this property. It has leased solar panels, which is pro and con for sure. I'll talk about it a little bit later, and it needs quite a bit of work. So with that being said, let's jump into it. I've talked enough about it. I want to show you guys some pictures. This is the living room here. And if you guys know the Chandler house that we're flipping right now, it's actually the same builder in the same area that built that house. So the layout's actually very, very similar. What I want to do here is tear out absolutely every single wall and just make it the living room, dining room, breakfast nook all be in one area. I think that will look incredible. So yeah, here we go. Let's walk through at the front of the house. It's a non-HOA community as well, which is another reason why I really liked it. I'm not going to get into too much detail on the actual rent. This is the addition, by the way, I want to get rid of. I'm not going to get into too much detail on the renovations because I'll save that for another video. This video is kind of just giving you guys an update on kind of like the purchase price and everything. So that is the house right there, guys. Let's do one more video as well. So this is the addition right here. You guys can tell with that AC unit built into the wall. Super poorly done. Kitchen, I want to blow out these everything and just make it a completely open concept with 2 islands right there. And that's pretty much it for the walkthrough, guys. Like I said, I was planning on actually physically walking the property with you guys, but we haven't closed yet, so that video's got to wait a little bit longer. Now, one thing I want to talk about too is the after renovation value, or what I think this property is worth. I think fully renovated, this house can be worth $475,000 to $500,000. I picked it up, let's round up to $360,000, which leaves about $140,000 of equity into the property. To get it to that ARV, I think it needs about $50,000 to $60,000 of work, which leaves about $50,000 to $60,000 of automatic equity added to my net worth just for purchasing this property, which is a really good thing when you find these off-market deals with built-in equity. It just automatically adds to your net worth the moment that you buy the house, which is really exciting, but it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not going to see any of that equity until I go to sell it. I don't plan on selling it anytime soon whatsoever. So yes, it's nice to say that I have equity into the property, but I'm not going to see it. I don't plan on doing a cash out refinance either, so I'm not really going to utilize any of that equity into the property, at least right now. I plan on doing a little bit of a higher end renovation. I am probably going to put about $60,000 into this house. The main reason why, it's not because I want to live here, it's because I plan on Airbnb-ing this house later on once I move out. I'm going to get a loan as a primary residence, so I am going to live here for 6 to 12 months while the renovations go on. At least this is my plan. And then after that, I'm going to rent it as a short-term rental. Short-term rentals out here in Arizona are absolutely insane. The amount of cash flow, the amount of passive income you can make just blow any long-term rental out of the water. One of the biggest things that you have to look for short-term rentals is a pool in Arizona. You have to have a pool if you want to run these good cash flow numbers, and it most likely has to be in a no HOA community. It checked off all the boxes of what I was looking for. Had a pool, no HOA. It actually has solar panels, which I want to talk about. It's actually going to benefit me. And then the location of it in Chandler, Arizona, which I love. So I was like, you know what? This is a good deal. It checks off all the boxes. I'm looking for my next property to buy and hold. You guys know the one that I fell out of contract a couple months ago was really bummed me out. So I'm actually really grateful that I was able to find something I think a little bit better. Now, it does have leased solar, which is a big negative for a lot of people. If I were to try to flip this house, I would actually definitely consider it having leased solar because it significantly drops your buyer pool. A lot of buyers actually don't want solar panels, especially if they are leased, because they don't want someone else's lease on their house. They don't want to have to pay an extra monthly expense every single month. Now, yes, solar panels are built on houses to save people money, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. Fortunately for me, I only have 8 years left on this lease, and on top of that, it's an $88 a month lease, which is very cheap. And I called the electric company, and they actually said that the amount of money I'm saving on the electricity bill significantly outweighs the $88 a month, which is great, especially since I'm holding this property and especially since it is going to be an Airbnb. Airbnbs typically have so much, or short-term rentals in general, typically have higher just monthly expenses in terms of electricity bill, because you're getting people that don't care about the electricity. They have the AC running 24/7. So for me to actually have these solar panels on a short-term rental, hopefully will actually benefit me in the long run. So for it having leased solar, it didn't really bug me too much, although it would turn away a lot of buyers. But I don't plan on selling this property within the next 8 years anyway, so that by the time I go and sell it, most likely those solar panels will be off the property. So it really doesn't affect me too much. But like I said, I'm going to have to figure that out after I live here for a couple months and actually see the savings for myself. Now, since this is will be an Airbnb, I most likely am going to spend $60,000 in renovation, another $20,000 to $25,000 in furnishing. And then on top of that, I have to put I want to put 20% down on this property. So yes, I'm going to have a lot of money tied up into this specific deal, guys. But like I said, the end goal, why I'm doing all these flips, is to build capital to do stuff like this, to reinvest it in real estate and build my real estate portfolio. So I'm super excited about this, guys. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I wanted to kind of keep this video short and sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the house. Let me know what you guys think on the renovations, what I should do with it. And be sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. I have all the informations down below. I'll see you guys soon. If you guys are looking in the Arizona area for an investment property, I am a licensed real estate agent out here. I love to help you guys buy or sell your home.